I think that oftentimes, we find ourselves kind of down this road of exploring our feminine selves, and we kind of want to say, I'm the same person I've always been. But I think that that's not really true. I think to a certain degree, that cross-dressing changes us. Now, think I can look back to my life and see that I've always been transgender. I really do believe I was just born this way. I can't look back to some time in my life where I didn't have really feminine feelings, that I was dealing with and suppressing and just not knowing what to do with. Okay? But on the other hand, I definitely changed when I started cross-dressing. And I don't really think of myself as cross-dressing anymore. But what I mean when I say when you start cross-dressing, I mean you think of yourself still as a man. Maybe you think of yourself as a man with a really big feminine side, and you're just kind of exploring that. Okay, so if I were to go back to my life when it was that way, and where I, kind of decided, that I want to explore my feminine side more fully, when I started doing that, that changed me. Okay? What it did is, and I think it was a healthy change, and I'm much happier now, but it did change me. And in the way that, my feminine side used to be something that was really repressed, a small, subconscious, vague part of me. And now it is something that is fully awake, that is clear, and it's just bright as day. Okay? To where I used to be much better at just kind of filtering my behavior out, so I wouldn't say or do things that were too feminine, or people would wonder, because they saw me as a guy, and why am I doing that? But now, I'm not full-time as a woman, and there's a lot of people that don't know in my life that I'm transgender. But even then, I'm still very feminine around those people, to where they notice. Okay? And they love me, so they don't care. But that's how it is. Okay? That I have become a much more feminine person, regardless of how I'm dressed. Because, I've kind of stopped trying not to be. Now, at the same time, I feel much more inner peace. I don't have the anxiety and the depression and things that I used to have, the self-loathing, all those things. I don't really struggle with that at all anymore. Because I've really come to in touch with this is who I am, and I'm just being myself. And as I start to do that, who I am, the natural part of me just kind of comes out. Okay? So you could say that I've changed and that I've just kind of stopped being phony. But a lot of us, to a certain degree, we kind of like the man. There's kind of a man there, and we kind of like that person. But just know, as you go down this road, you might see that man disappear. And when he does, you're not going to miss him. And that's one of the changes. But just know that as you start going down this road, that a couple of years from now, you're not going to be feeling the same way you feel now. You're not going to be feeling like this is just a fun thing, or you're still the same person. You're going to get years down this road and feel like, whatever man used to be there is totally gone. And now you just think of yourself as a woman. Okay? Or as an extremely feminine man or something. So, it's a good thing, and as the change happens, it's something that you love. But, don't fool yourself into thinking that you're going to basically still be the same person a couple of years from now as you are now, because you're going to change.